What's up, y'all? What's up? Welcome to the first episode of the Deposits Podcast. I'm your host, Mardi Gras, and I figure y'all ain't gonna want to watch no podcast where you don't know nothing about the host or like know what's going on with the guy that talking the whole time. So I figure let me do the first podcast introducing myself. And I got my wife here with me because my wife was the first person that I went to a golf course with. So it's only right for me to have her do the introduction podcast with me to break the ice. So, babe, come here real quick. Let the camera see. There's my babe. There's my wife. So she gonna be asking me some questions. I'm gonna be answering these questions just so y'all can get to know me a little bit better, so that when I have my guests on, y'all already know my backstory. So let's get it.
So you grew up in the inner city. Can you tell us a little bit about how you actually got started playing on the actual golf course and like were you nervous or just tell us a little bit more about that?
I started playing golf from watching the or playing the Tiger Woods game on my Xbox, and then that kind of slowly graduated into me wanting to actually play on a golf course. So I made like a promise to myself before I turned 40 that I would play on an actual golf course and I would be good enough, because for me, I don't want to step onto like a situation and be bad and just look terrible. So I went and bought me some clubs from Walmart that was super cheap. And then I started hitting the range just to kind of work on my swing. I was watching a bunch of YouTube videos and all that stuff because I already made it up in my mind that I wanted to go on a golf course before I turned 40. And growing up where I grew up, like I said, golf just wasn't a thing that I wanted to do. So when I initially talked about it, I told my wife about it. I told my friends and my brothers. A lot of people was like, "You want to play golf?" All kinds of stuff. I didn't hear all the jokes, but I kind of pushed through it. And on my 40th birthday, my wife went with me to Carroll Park, which is a 9-hole course. I figured it'd be fast. So I get out the way. I ain't gonna be in nobody's way. So I was thinking about all this stuff, and my wife was like, "Don't worry about it. Just come on. We can go." So I went and I played all right on the course, and then from there, um, I think one of the guys that I used to play basketball with when I was younger saw like a picture of me playing or something like that, and he invited me out um, with him and his friends to go play golf. And I was pretty nervous about that. And but they were some cool guys. They were welcoming. They are the guys that actually showed me like golf is not as serious as I thought it was. So they kind of broke the mold for me. And that's my guy Jay, my guy Ryan, and my guy Petey, man. Shout out to y'all guys. I ain't been out with them in a minute, but I know they still out there golfing. But it's because of them that and my wife that I'm comfortable on a golf course, or that I got to a space where I feel like I'm all right to be out there by myself. And then after that, shout out to my guy Lefty, man, on Instagram. If you don't follow Lefty, you gotta follow Lefty. I'll put his tag up. But shout out Lefty. He had a event where he reached out to people that had social media pages that was like doing golf content, and I just happened to have a few things on my page. He reached out to me. He invited me to like a golf link up for the city, and that was like big to me. I was super nervous about it. I had my small circle of friends that I grew up with. I'm not really a like an outgoing person like that, but again, my wife was like, "Man, that's what you want to do. Go ahead and do it." So I ended up going, and I met the guys that I go out with now and that I go play golf with all the time now. And that's my guy Ace, my guy Rob, my guy Harold, my big cousin, Aaron. Um, yeah, that's my Baltimore accent, Aaron. And all those other guys, Jern, and those guys, we all met at the same time at that golf link up. And it was just such a cool vibe. Um, and I just met some cool guys, and I just been hanging out with them and going out with them ever since. And they just they just more so made it seem like golf is cool for anybody, and they just welcomed me. We all just been like talking. We got a text chat group now that we all text back and forth. We trying to set up golf trips. We trying to play scrambles. We trying to do all kinds of stuff. So that's just my journey into golf, man. So shout out to the people that made it comfortable for me to be out on those courses. And now I'm just booking tee times. I can go out by myself. I don't care about none of that stuff. And my wife went out and got some clubs now. So I'm about to introduce her to the sport, and then we'll be out there together too. So that's how I got into the golf game, man. And it's just been a blessing and like a journey that just opened up my eyes to all kinds of stuff. My 6-year-old got a golf set already. And that's just wild to me. So yeah, that's my golf journey.
Nice. So, how do you stay motivated to keep refining your
Oh
game?
yeah. I know where I was getting at. So I stay motivated by watching the other golf content creators. I also have a VR headset that I just play all the time. I'm constantly in my living room with my headset on, playing golf VR, and I'm just like constantly going at it and just constantly trying to get better. And it's I know I can play this game. The reason why I stay motivated and I keep coming back is because I know I can play this game because I've had great rounds. But it's the times where I don't have such great rounds that makes me be like, I know I can do it. I don't know what's going on. Just like probably all y'all out there.
Makes you want to be a better player.
Yeah, constantly growing.
Cool. All right. What would you say has been the biggest challenge in your golfing journey?
I don't know. I haven't really hit any challenges in my golf journey yet. Of course, trying to perfect the swing, which is impossible, but I haven't really hit any challenges because I look at golf itself as a challenge, and I'm a very optimistic guy. So I'm always looking for lessons and trying to get better versus like a challenge. I guess the most challenging thing is not being able to get out as much as I want to get out, or like I said, perfecting my swing or getting the aim from my long irons right. That's my problem right
All right. Can you share a story of a time when you overcame a significant hurdle on the course?
now. I guess this is probably my most, well, it's not my most memorable moment, but I did get my first birdie at Fox Hollow, and it was a par three, and I had about a like a 20-foot putt that went like left to right, to left to right, and I nailed that putt to get my first birdie, and that was probably um, the most. That's probably where I felt like I overcame something because I haven't had a birdie up until that point, and I was just searching for it, and I finally got it. So I was like, oh, I can play this game now.
What is your favorite part of a golf course? Like tee box, fairway?
My favorite part of a golf course is probably the golf course in itself. I know that sounds weird, but I love being outside in nature and just the sun shining and the grass and a little breeze blowing. I mean, it's nothing like being on a golf course. A golf course in itself is my favorite thing. As soon as I walk onto a golf course, I feel like I'm ready to get this thing started, and it's just so relaxing and calming. So just being on a golf course, period, whether it be like a tee box or a fairway or the greens, of course, around the flag is my favorite because who don't like seeing the ball go in the hole?
Right. What is one piece of advice you would give to someone just starting out in golf?
Well, technically in golf years, I'm just starting out myself, but what I would give to a new golfer, like that's just getting into the sport, is that equipment matters, but it don't really matter as much as you trying to get your game together. So you don't have to go out and get the TaylorMades, the QI 35 drivers, or like the Callaway iron sets. Like you don't need to initially go out and get that. That's not going to make your game better. What's going to make your game better is
Practice.
practicing and just repetitions and getting out on the golf course and actually practicing your putting and practicing the things that drop your score, which is your short game and your putters. So that's what I would say. Just go grab your putter from Walmart. Go grab you something from the thrift store. You know, they got all kinds of good clubs and stuff that you can use there. And just get out and see if you actually like the game. And then you can start investing in those bigger like brands of golf clubs and all that stuff. They do. They do work better. They do put some yards on your shots, but what good is yards if you landed it in the water? It's no good.
All right. Do you have a favorite golf course or golfing destination that you'd recommend to others?
Oh, I do have a favorite golf course. My favorite golf course in Baltimore, I'm located in Baltimore, is Rocky Point in Essex. Um, it's a beautiful golf course. It's on the coast of like the Chesapeake Bay, so you get good views there. Especially on a nice day, you get to see people crabbing and fishing in the water out there. Good views of like the sun rising if you're an early tee box guy. And also, Clifton Park is like a hidden gem, and Forest Park as well in Baltimore. Both are like hidden gems where they're in the dead center of the community, but great views of the city and great people at both of those. Shout out Forest Park, man. I love that golf course.
How do you feel about the evolution of golf in terms of inclusivity and diversity in recent years?
Oh, golf is growing. I guess that's the reason why I got into it, because growing up in like an urban community, I never saw myself like playing golf. But now that I do, I see the benefits of golf. And I got into it because of guys like OG Lot and guys like Roger Steele and the Gold Links Golf Club. Those guys that look like me and talk like me and dress like me and move through this world like me. So that's what kind of got to me when I was growing up. Like golf didn't look like me growing up, so I got a chance to run across those guys and they intrigued me even more. You know, the brands that's out like Eastside Golf and the other black brands that's out that make golf look cool is what drew me to it. And I think that's where golf is going, you know, to a younger generation, and it's just opening up to more ethnicities and more people. So it's only gonna get better.
Golf has a unique culture. What are some things that you think people who aren't familiar with the sport might understand or might misunderstand about it? Let me read it over.
Golf golf is misunderstood for the same reasons that I just said. It doesn't seem like it's for certain people. You know, everybody say golf is expensive. Everybody says the equipment is expensive and all this stuff. So that can deter somebody that doesn't look at golf the way that we do, as that can deter them. But that's not always true. You know, you have city courses that are 9 hole courses that are super cheap, like $20, or you got golf equipment at Walmart or the thrift store, or people always giving away golf clubs and all kinds of stuff. So you can find ways to make golf affordable, just like any other sport. So I think that's the biggest misconception, is that it's always expensive, or it's only for a certain age group, or it's only for a certain sex, or those kind of things. And that's not true. Once you get out on that golf course, you will realize that golf is just a playground for adults. You see all kinds of stuff. It's people out there smoking their cigars. It's people out there drinking. It's people out there playing music loud. It's people out there laughing with their friends. It's just fellowship for adults, man. It's a great time altogether. So that I think that would be the biggest misunderstanding about golf, or misconception, is that it's boring, it's quiet, it's only for a certain group of people.
What's in your bag and what's your favorite club in your bag?
What's in my bag?
Ooh, let's see.
My bag. So I got my rangefinder, of course. You need those. I do have my warm up stick. I got this off Amazon. It was like super cheap. It's a flex stick, so it just helped me loosen up my muscles when I get to the golf course. So, you know, the older you get, you need to stretch and all that stuff a little bit more. Um, I do get compliments on my protectors, my head covers. I got these for Father's Day. I don't know if y'all can see them, but I told you I was a basketball head, so I got Steph Curry on the driver, of course, because it's from deep. And this is a Callaway Maverick. It's 2020 version, I think, or something like that. Of course, with the orange on there. I like this joint. Uh, I got the Maverick 4 Hybrid, the same. One of my favorite clubs in the bag. The 3 wood. My irons are from like 4 to Gat Wedge. I got the Cobra F Maxes with the flex. Super good, man. I like these joints. Um, Clean. The ball come off the club really well. My putter, just grab something from Amazon just to get my putting game down pat before I invest in like a super expensive putters, because them joints is expensive. But this is a PGF Mustang. It's pretty heavy. Got the weights on the bottom, so it does the job. Keep me from three putting. And I don't have a 60 in my bag because 60s get me in trouble. I don't have a 58 or a 56 in my bag, but I do have a sand wedge in here, of course, just in case I gotta go to the beach. And I do have this one club. It's a chipper. Looks like a putter, but it got like a angle on there of a pitching wedge. So this can get me out of a lot of trouble. I don't use it too often because I don't believe that it's tournament legal, but it's staying there just in case I gotta get myself out of trouble.
Golf is often referred to as a mental game. How do you maintain focus and composure when you're on the course?
Golf is definitely a mental game. On the course, I treat it just like I treat life. You know, you're gonna hit bad shots, you're gonna hit good shots. The key is to stay as level as possible through that, and just knowing that you have another shot coming. And that's how I look at life. Like, you may hit the ball in the water, you may hit the ball in the sand, you may hit the ball on the fairway, but you gotta get to your next shot. So regardless if you hit a bad tee shot or a bad second shot or whatever that shot is, you know that you have to get up and get in that stance again and give it another shot. So it's only gonna go downhill if you beating yourself up on the golf course. So just stay positive. I try to stay positive. I try to stay laughing. I try to stay joking and just having a good time out there, as well as staying in my technique and just trying to get better and better and better. But it's definitely a mental game, and it can show you how people are in real life. When stressful situations happen or when good situations happen, you can see who people really are on the golf course.
Awesome. Can you walk us through your typical pre-game routine or mental preparation for a round?
We normally set a tea time. My guy Ace always booking something, and after that, you know, you gotta go through your clothes, get your outfit ready. This my pregame. This is what I do. You know, I take a shower at night. All this stuff beforehand, and then when I get up in the morning, I try to get me a nice cup of coffee, get me something to eat on my system, and then I get in the car and I listen to my old school music. I might listen to a little bit of Frankie Beverly and Mays, rest in peace. I may listen to a little SWV. I might listen to all kinds of stuff just to get my head right and, you know, calm my nerves down. And then I pull up to the golf course, hit the range for a little bit, hit a few balls, hit a couple putts and chips just to get myself ready and to shoot 95 or 100 or something. But, you know, that's my routine. You know, hopefully it just get better and better and better, but I stick to it.
And can you tell us more about the Sparks Golf League?
Spark Golf League. So um, that's another thing that I played after getting comfortable on the course. I wanted to play a little bit competitive but casual at the same time. And shout out to Spark Golf League, man. It's a dope golf league. It's not too much like serious or competition, but it is like competition on every level. So they play based off your handicap. I did sign up for it, just not knowing what to expect. But at this time, I was kind of comfortable on the golf course. And I played in my first Spark League in 2024. I played in like the fall league, ended up winning the joint, first place in the Baltimore area. So that just fed my competitive nature a little bit more. And it just showed me that I can really play this game. When I was playing basketball, I was a shooter. So that hand-eye coordination that worked on a golf course too.
Nice. What's the most memorable golf round or competition you ever played in?
The most memorable golf round that I have is probably the round that I broke 90. And that was like last fall at Links of Shaladon, I believe. I broke 90, man. I was out there balling. I was out there with my guys. Everything was working. It felt good. And that was just one of those rounds that, like, again, showed me that I can play this game and I can do it better and better and better. A couple missed shots here, a couple fat shots or chunk shots. But I broke 90 within my first 2 years, man. I can't explain the feeling of breaking 90, so I can only imagine what it's like to break 80 or be a scratch golf or hit par on the course, man. I can't wait to get there. I'm on my way. I'm on my way.
Have you had any truly unforgettable moments on the course, whether it was a great shot or an unexpected challenge?
Um, the unforgettable moment that I had on the course was playing golf with my uncle and my big cousin, man. That was a unforgettable experience. My uncle's been playing golf forever, and that was the probably the only connection that I had to golf. It was my uncle ML, and he's been playing for a while. He's known all over the city, but one day I just came up to him and I was like, "I want to go play golf." And he was like, "Go get some lessons first." And that just sparked something in me. That sparked like a competitive thing. It just felt like, I know he didn't mean it that way, but it just felt like he was saying, "You ain't good enough to play. Go get some lessons first, and then come back and holler at me." So once I finally got on the golf course with him, it just felt good. He smashed me, man. He had a great round, and I see why he's known around the city. So that was an unforgettable moment for me, and I'm just looking forward to playing him anymore. I played like 3 rounds with him so far, so that was cool for me.
If you could play a round of golf with any famous person, alive or dead, who would it be and why?
So my foursome would be, you gotta have a goat there. So of course Tiger would be in it. Um, my father passed away in 2016, so he didn't get a chance to see me out on the golf course. But I know for sure that if I was out there, that he would be out there. So he would definitely be a part of my foursome, just because I know he's gonna talk trash. I just know how he would be out there on the golf course. He raised me playing basketball and all that stuff, but he always was supportive of all the things that we do. So I know he would have been at least trying to swing the sticks with me while I'm out there. So he would be a part of it. So me, Tiger, my dad, and man, I don't know, man. Lot seemed like a cool guy, so OG Lot, man. I guess I'd throw him in there. Him or Roger, both of those guys are super cool guys. I want to have a good time while I'm out there. So those guys.
Thanks. Do you have any funny or embarrassing moments from your golf career that you can share?
I done seen a lot of crazy stuff on the golf course, but I haven't had nothing crazy because I've been so like focused on trying to get my game together, and just having a okay time. But I done seen people like riding golf carts into trees. I done seen people trying to holler at the cart girls all over the place. I done seen uh, balls like golf balls come this close to hitting me without people saying four. Oh, I was at Top Golf one time and I was practicing at Top Golf, and the guy in the bay next to me did lose the club, and it went up in the sky and then fell down and hit me on my shoulder. It wasn't too bad though, but I guess that's a crazy memorable joint. And guess who was there when that happened? My wife, of course. Yeah, so that's me, Mardi Gras. Man, I hope y'all got to know a little bit about me. I ain't want to sit here and talk y'all ear off, but this podcast is about to be a cool thing, man. I'm just looking forward to talking to all kinds of golfers from everywhere. Social media has such a dope network of golfers that I just can't wait to dive into some conversations with y'all and just let the world get to know y'all a little bit better, which is ultimately going to open up the game for people that haven't already seen it, to show how cool and the personalities that these golfers and the people that I run across have, man. And I'm just looking forward to getting to know y'all a little bit better, and y'all getting to know me a little bit better. So I appreciate y'all for watching. Please subscribe, like, share, do all those things, man, because this about to be a real thing, and I just appreciate y'all watching, man. Shout out to y'all. Mardi Gras out.